Hisense has a lot of products that run e-paper screens under their belt, and this one is just adding to the repertoire. This is the Hisense Touch, and this has some of the best audio quality out of not only any e-paper screen, but any consumer electronics. Alright, before we crack this open, you guys have to know that this supports 32-bit, 384 kHz audio output with a dedicated digital to analog converter. So there. We don't actually know too much about what that means, but this has very good audio quality. We're going to crack this open, and when we do a review, we will have talked to Hisense by then and figured out what all this fancy mumbo jumbo means. Just needless to say, it's a very good product for listening to audio. And because it has an e-paper screen, it will last a very long time. And not only that, it's a dedicated music player, so it's not meant to be a smartphone or multi-purpose device of any kind. So when you open it up, it does have a very clean look to it, like so. Little just gap on the right and the phone on the left. I don't know why they do that, maybe for balance purposes. And they have a very big touch book here, and it tells you a little bit about what everything says. It says, you know, information on that. It is all in Chinese because primarily this is a Chinese only device. However, Hisense has always been very internationally friendly when it comes to the language options and all that. Also, I don't know if this is intentional, but they have switched to paper rather than plastic. This is kind of like a wax paper, so you still see what's through it, but it's not actually plastic. Wow! Cool! Right out of the gates, that is awesome. Let's get some eyeballs on this. That is very, very nice. Wow. Already is just well built, you can tell. It's light without being too light. Devices that are too light, it's kind of like, where's my money going? This is also squared off. It's a squared off design, like an iPhone 4 kind of thing, you know? Look at that. Okay, well, you know, a very promising thing right out of the gates we have to say is that they're not recycling their old stuff. And that's good and bad. Recycling is good for the earth and all that, but they've done that enough generations with the A5s and so forth. This one's actually an all-new shell, and it does seem to have, so far, stereo speakers. I hope, it being a dedicated music player, but it does have cutouts for both. And there is our 3.5mm headphone jack, absolutely required. Is that an actual button? I'm gonna push it. It's not, it's just stylistic. That's really cool though. This thing is very, very nice to hold in the hand. Right out of the box, it's very cold, like cold aluminum. It's built very tight. There's no creaking of any kind. It's built out of a complete aluminum block. Does look like it has an antenna. So we are not sure if it has a SIM card slot. I don't see any place to put a SIM card. No. Okay, well, if it has Wi-Fi, you can still download things like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, all that kind of stuff. And if you're on Wi-Fi, hypothetically, you should be able to use it. I hope there's some sort of Wi-Fi on here. So stay tuned for the full review. For now, this is everything that comes in the box with the Hisense Touch dedicated e-ink music player. For GoodReader.com, this is Peter.